Well, by a bit of a change, I thought I'd put on some cheesy music from my stream deck while we're waiting for a few of you to come in. 100,000. I honestly thought they were going to turn the taps off before I got this far. I hope you could all hear me. Let me know if you can. We got some known people in the house. What do we got? Mickey. We got Rags. Who else we got? Grumpy. Sergeant Savage, obviously. Lisa. Ragnar again. Yeah. So what have we got? 73 people already. It's amazing, though, that I can turn this down a bit. It's amazing that I've actually got to go out on my other channel because I still can't live stream on it. But hey, you can't have it all, can you? So it's funny. And Charmed is in the house. And I have to say to Charmed's family, by the way, that I've got to put, she said, Lisa, how do I get one of them call outs? It's a shout out. And that's to Carol and Clive. Okay. Carol is very well spoken, but doesn't mind my swearing. And apparently Clive looks like Bob Hoskins. And a hey from Sophia. Right. There you go. Right. That's some of the shout outs. 137 people already. Amazing. So we're going on the piss. No, we're not. I'm having a quick can. All right. So there you go. Cheers, everybody. Ray Winston. That's it. I knew it's not Bob Hoskins, it's Ray Winston. My bad. Sorry. Don't kill me. All right. Do you know, she says, oh, yeah, they watch you, Rev. And I'm like, what, with all my swearing? Oh, yeah, they don't mind. I was like, fucking brilliant. No, it's somebody the other day complained about my swearing. And they said, oh, we're very all upset, you know, but wow, all this swearing is terrible. It puts off our way. Oh, fuck off in the comments. Because you know what I mean? You can't take that. Just do one. Right. So basically, let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing, is thanking everybody. Now, this goes out to the people that I'm still friends with, some that we've fallen out with, some that have passed, some that have gone on to do other things, people that helped me through Discord from the beginning to the end, because a lot of what went on through my videos was helped out by people in the back in Discord saying, I can do the screens for you. Have you heard about this? And all the rest of it. And Discord has been a very useful tool for helping me, especially when I didn't know what to do. And there have been many people who, from the beginning of Discord until now, that we may have parted company or whatever, but this goes out to all of them and other people who have, in whatever way they have helped me get to where I am. This is not something you do on your own. You need help. All right. A lot of it, especially if you're a useless, illiterate, computer fucking scared type person. You do learn along the way, but there you go. So I got the same swearing comment after I uploaded a chat. Yeah. When somebody starts worrying more about the swearing than anything else, it's time to fuck off with them, innit? Anyway, so people go, oh, yeah, I can't imagine my channel getting to this. Nor could I. All right. And I'm telling you now, the most pleasure you get is when you hit 50 subs. It was for me anyway. I mean, 50 people. I was like, and they want to watch me. Just blew my mind. That did. And when you got to 100, you was chuffed because it was building up slowly. And the first 1,000 is the slowest. All right. First 100 actually is quite slow. And you'll get everybody you know to subscribe to you. But what you need, I didn't get it, is you need bigger channels to raid you, which is why I've started doing it, right? Because anything to get people going to start with, then it's up to them. You haven't got to be great at anything, really, to get 100,000. What you have to be is consistent, stick at it, and tell the fucking truth. You haven't got to be good at things like editing, although if you can, even better. What you got to do is say it the way it is, and people who watch you have to be understanding, like, yeah, I think the same as that. The biggest thing I found out about YouTube, and the biggest tool that we have in there, is comments. All right. So when people turn off the comments because they can't take criticism, that's not a good idea. The whole point of me saying what I thought, right, was I thought, I wonder if anybody else feels the same. Well, it turned out they did. And what happened was I would say something, and in the comments, you would get people thought, well, I only thought it was me that thought this. And then the next comment did, and the next comment. And before you know what you're doing, you've built a community there of people who now know they're not on their own. That is a massive, powerful feeling. Times of trouble, when people are, Rev, are you on Instagram? Yeah, I don't do much on there, but we're getting around to this, all right? Bear with. So, where was I? Getting networked and having help is where we need to do it. Any bigger channel needs to help the smaller channels if they're legit. So don't put out one video and expect somebody to big you up. You've got to do a little bit, all right? You've got to show that you're serious, because there is a certain amount of, say, for instance, I go bigging up every channel. One of them turns out to be an absolute fucking lunatic. They're going to go, Rev, why did you send us there? So what you need to do is be able to, in my case, go on and let, what have they done? Yeah. All right, no worries. And then send them some subs if you can. And then also it gives people who, because they won't be promoted, it gives people who are like in the country, like Common Sense, it gives them a chance to subscribe to somebody new. And green shoots or whatever they want to call it. But once you get going and once you see you're starting to build up, not having it. He's just started up a YouTube channel. And thing is, he didn't think anybody would watch him. And he's just had his first, what I would call, big video. He watched it. He went, I've got 100 fucking people have looked at that. And he couldn't work it out why. I went, maybe you're telling the truth. Maybe you're actually brighter than you thought, right? Because I know he's bright, but he doesn't give himself any credit. And things like saying, Simon, would you link up with Maya Tuzi or Gemma O'Doherty? Well, I'm not against talking to anybody. Don't know if they want to speak to me that much because they're much bigger. You added 57 new subs to my channel up in. No, yes, there you go. So Rags will say, we'll go and crash him and he'll get a load of subs. But he said, I went to bed and it was 100 subs. And I was like, yeah, excellent. And he said, I woke up in the morning, it was 1,000. I was like, well, that's really good. That's what you want. When you get your first big video like that, it has a knock-on effect. I think, I don't know enough about YouTube, but I know that it'll go, people are starting to look at that next video and see if we can give it a bit of help. I got 1,500 boost after we got a problem shouted me out. Yeah, this is the thing. We need to be calling out bigger YouTube channels. I don't, smaller YouTube channels, the bigger YouTube channels need to. I went about it the hard way because I didn't know anybody. So I just had to keep putting stuff out. And when I first started, Tommy Robinson had just come on the scene and I covered what he was doing. And that was what got me along. And do you remember the shooter in America for when he shot down onto that? There was like a music concert. That was my first big one. And it seemed different back in those days. When I first started, it seemed like it was more organic and there wasn't quite so many algorithms that could be a problem. But there's something happened at the moment because I was in the bin for a long time, languishing, just not getting anywhere, not getting any views, nothing. And something's changed. And I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's because what I usually talk about is becoming more of a problem. Maybe it's what I'm usually talking about. There's a certain group of individuals that want to paint the motor to be bad. I don't know. Mandalay Bay, that was it, right? Whatever it is. So hang on, what's he saying? Just got to go through these. I'm going to go through all these comments in a minute because I know they're all good stuff. So I'll get around to them in a minute. So I'll go back through. Anyway, I was constant. I showed up. And when you start becoming bigger, everybody wants to get you on their channel and you've got to work out, do I want to go? Have I actually got time to go on that channel or not? And then they want you to show up as what used to be the case because everyone was doing protests at the time. They wanted you to show up at a protest literally every weekend, some like 3 times in a weekend. It's like, I can't do this. So you have to work out where you're going to go, what you're going to do, and you can't do too much. Otherwise you get knackered. And also taking bad advice because there's a lot of good advice out there and there is a lot of bad advice, but you've got to use your gut instinct. If I don't smell right, if I don't feel right, if I don't, whatever, look right, walk away. All right. You might not be the first to that story. And this is where I've seen a lot of people make mistakes. They wanted to be the first to the story, but there was disinformation and it discredited them. So I looked at a lot of things and went, no, I'm going to hold back and see what happened. And I was lucky when I held back, it turned out to be a load of shit or something was wrong. So I've been, I don't know, lucky like that. Let's have a little look through the comments. Well deserved. Is Article 4 in France true? I don't know anything about it at the moment because I've kind of been been working on that. Where are we? How is Dave? Dave is fine over there in the quiet at the moment, minding his own P's and Q's, not doing anything too bad. Right, let's have a look through cultural things. Too much political correctness. Nobody wants to say it. You should go on the Lotus Eaters. Do you not think that I'd be a little bit too spicy? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to cause any channel any grief, because that channel supports 10 or 11, maybe 12 people now. I don't know. I would not want to go on there and put any of them at risk, because they've been demonetized anyway. So the only way that they can sustain themselves is by donations from or subscription. So yeah. Where are we? Right, and get back to some of them I've read. Being here Irish in Manchester, I love the English accent. I've been getting grief all day about my accent by a certain fucking ex-Londoner. She'd be giving me loads of shit. Oh, you sound like a carrot cruncher. Effort. It is a bit of effort, mate. Many times I could have said fuck it and knock it on the head, because it's caused me some tears. And don't forget, I built up to a 50,000 subscriber channel and threw it away because it was in it was going nowhere. Nothing was happening. And then I had to start again, just like Paz has had to do. No, the next thing we got to do is get Paz up to 100,000. In 2 years' time, 100,000 will be waiting for the stream to start. Fucking, I would hope. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Now, somebody was saying you're going to get your, what is that badge thing called? I don't know, the 100,000. I don't expect that. If I got that, I would be massively surprised. I'm not expecting it. You reminds me of Dex in Dynasty. Do I? Don't know who that is. Nice one, Rev. Been here since the early days. Well done, Chris. Yeah, you have been around. Yeah. What we got? Andy, main channel. Right. Yeah, we've got some other YouTubers that I called out the other day. Andy's one of them. Don't mind swearing, Rev. Just as well, love, because I'm a potty mouth. Go back through. Congratulations, Rev, from Police Abusing Powers. Got to get him up now. I remember Base Welshman said, we've got to get you past 100,000. And I was like, mate, no chance. Ain't happening. And it happened, so I'm amazed. What do we got? We've been through some of these. Grumpy's in the house, is he? And then the other Grumpy's in the house. Just having a quick look through. Once I've got down through this, I can get back on with what we were talking about. YouTube. You put the rainbow up there. What were you thinking? I think, right, we're almost down now. Rev shouted me out, was going 70 subs and view count. Yeah, anything we can do to help out. I was thinking to myself that what we probably could have done with is a link. So say, for instance, places like my Discord, a link to all the other YouTube channels that would be of interest to other people. And if we all had just links to the channels, no more other details, right? Because I think that would be useful for nationalists and patriots and just normal people to be able to go and subscribe to all of them. The sun is watching you. That is why. Yeah, the Vegas false flag. There you go. Yeah. What else? I will do more about this, I think, on Saturday night. Hi, Rev. Massive congrats on that. Cheers. Congrats. It all depends now on get more views per video. We'll see. I looked around before I got to this to see what actually happens to people to get 100,000. This black guy was saying, I was expecting fanfares and emails and congratulations. He said, I got fuck all for 3 weeks. Then it just said, you've reached 100,000, and that's about it. So I think, to be fair, you just crack on. Whether they'll promote you anymore now or not, I don't know. I remember the protest, exhausting and pointless. They were fucking hard work, and I was 18 stone at the time, and I always end up with swollen legs, and my back was killing me. It was absolutely fucking hard graft. Oh, incidentally, Charmed, have they seen the thank you? Well, not thank you, the call out that I give them. I'd just be interested to know what they thought. Just going through. Has anyone seen the Irish government walk off when Ben Scallon of Gript asked them a question? No, but I'd like to see that. I was listening to the channel yesterday, and the leftists on the panel was convincing the BBC are right-wing media. I've heard this. The left think that the BBC are right. The right think that the BBC are left. And what we're actually falling into is a trap, because the BBC is nothing more than state-sponsored bullshit, all right? And it lies to both sides. Yes, there will be predominantly a lot of people on the left who are in the BBC, Jeremy Vine, etc., people like that, Lineker. But at the end of the day, they all get to sing off a script. Just so happens that the people behind the scenes are pushing what I would consider to be left-wing agenda. But it isn't, actually. It's globalist, which isn't good. The one and only can. How boring. Oh, well, I'll work tomorrow. Don't mind them, Simon. Your English accent is wonderful. Thank you. Yes. It's a play button, silver play button. That's right. Now I get it. So, are there any other play buttons you get with the more you get? I'm just wondering. Do they get like a gold play button if you hit 1 million or whatever? Chances of that. YouTube button, you have to apply for it. Do you have to apply for it? Well, I've applied for them to let me live stream. And that was quite a joke, what I got there. So I won't expect too much. Herman. Who is Herman? Herman. Absolutely average. Yeah, he's a guy that people should subscribe to. Just going through the comments here. Next stop, 1 million. Fucking hell. Can you imagine? I'll tell you what, though. The more subs you get, the more you're going to get if you keep putting out content. It's obvious. It's like a snowballing effect. So it takes a hell of a long time to get to 10,000. It takes a long time to get to 1,000. And then 20,000 was quicker than 10,000. And then 30,000. You can work it out. It does happen quicker. But in the last 3 months, I've gained 45,000, which is odd. I like it. I'm chuffed. I'm happy. But you were thinking, why have they done this? Because there's obviously something within YouTube that have taken the brakes off or changed an algorithm or done something. And I don't know why. I wished I did. So, yeah, Grumps has got a channel. And one day he's going to start doing content. He promises me. Evening, Simon. Congratulations with 100 subs. Thank you for keeping up. Yeah. Yeah. People do keep getting unsubscribed. It is what it is. Sub years ago. Yeah, Rose has. When I was wearing dog collars and doing sermons down Speaker's Corner, trying to annoy all the idiots down there. Yes. What else we got? Just going through the comments, obviously, because this is like for you lot. Am I doing a phone in? You don't want much, do you, woman? Seriously? Fucking phone in. I hadn't thought about it, actually. I cannot kill that woman. She got me into it. Let's see. Let's get through the comments first. Has 2CTV tapped you up for his new platform yet, mate? Nobody from 2C has spoken to me yet. But I wasn't expecting them to, if I'm completely honest. What's the Canadians guy's channel? The guy who said, if I'm going to get beat, I want the biggest, he says. I don't know. Gript has been accused of being controlled opposition. I don't know anything about Gript, if I'm honest. We are now media now. This is true. When you have a look at what all these other YouTubers are doing, they don't have to have that many subscribers. They are now pulling in more figures on a live stream than sometimes the legacy or mainstream media. You have to ask questions. So there you go. 18 stone of fun. Fuck me. You wouldn't want to fall on you, mate. But I could drink back then. I remember everybody wanted to buy you a pint because they like what you're doing. They said, I'll buy you a pint. And you don't want to say no. That was 20 pints that day. Fuck me, that was hard. Yeah. Somebody put gym. I need to get back to the gym. Okay. I get this. Just having a look. He got bid. That not it, right? Congratulations, Rev. Oh, pure filth. Peachy. My plant wants to proposition you. He wants you to do reading out the stories because of your velvetly slinky voice. We think it would add effect to Patrick Potato and Dave Green. Just saying. So we need to speak to you at some point, dear, about that. You don't have to do it, but it would be funny if you did. There you go. Right. I think we're near the bottom. Myrtle. Right. And then does anybody... Fuck me. We've got 585 people watch. 586. Shit. Okay. Please give us a shout out. Right. Hang on. Who am I giving a shout out to? 1 minute. Let me click. Right. That would be... Are they live now? Rags and Jack, or Iron Spear, let's get a link. I'll shove it in there. He says he wants me to put a link out to him. Well, that's what we're about. So I'll shove that over by there. Rag talks, he's in Northern Ireland, and the guy he speaks to is got an English accent. So I think they might be speaking from either sides. I'm not too sure, but Rags will put it in there. They will do live streaming a lot of the times when I'm not doing it, and some of the other patrons. So it's nice because there's not a lot of crossover, is what I'm saying. So it works. Do you think more and more people are waking up? Yes, 100%. So much so that the people in the pub that wouldn't speak to me before, or not that wouldn't speak to me, but they felt bad about speaking to me, are quite happy to speak to me. No Chance. You got a link there, mate, and I'll put a link into for you, because No Chance is, well, he's on tour at the moment, but No Chance does live streaming as well and content. And let's give him a link. Get out there. What else we got here? Quirky man, 45,000 in a month is Pewdie. Yeah. Just having a look, see if there's anything else in here. Right. Let's clear that up. You're not famous until you got millions. You're just known. That's all. Although when you do look at what makes somebody famous, it's bullshit, their description of it. Now, let me have a quick look through. Usually, I would have a load of topics for you. Okay, we're now getting down to near the, because I had to go back. Congrats, cup of tea. Evening all, nice one, Rev. That's Bulldog. He's been with me pretty much since the beginning. Jack was white flight from London. He lived nearly 3 years and loves it. Right, okay, yeah. So we were talking about that earlier on, how many people have white flighted. So if you go and look at Paz49 on YouTube, please subscribe, because he's a version of what I do, but with a nice Welsh lint. Did you see that the Office of National Statistics have changed the way they calculate excess deaths? They have erased 30,000 plus. What, so they never died? Now, that is impressive. Let's have a look through. You're only YouTube famous when you stop you in the street and shake your hand. Oh, fuck you. She's been a dick. That's the No Chance channel. No Chance. 1 minute. I should be able to copy the link, and that should, thanks to Rags, that should be No Chance there. So go and subscribe to No Chance. And if you've got any more, let me know. Right. Hang on, what's it said? Not letting me link in chat. I'll copy. And I'll paste it just in case I've got it wrong. There you go. Sorry, I've actually linked everything there, but you get the idea. Anyway, right, 650 people watching me. Should we do a call-in then? I wasn't planning to, but it will be what it will be, won't it? You can never plan, I guess. And so the first thing up, poor buggers. But to be honest, and this is another thing, if you can bloody phone, if you can get your kit to work, which is always a good idea, I can't. Apparently that's part of the realism, because I'm so well polished and professional. That's sort of what you lot like, mad bastards. Right, let's clear that. And I'm not sure whether it will work or not, because at the end of the day, it is me. But whatever. Let's and incidentally, something else we should bear in mind here. We're doing it all on the old or on the new computer that used to crash after we've put Windows 10 on it. Who knows? So there it is. If one wants to call in, I'm not sure it'll work, but we could always try. Are you going to set up a men's breastfeeding? Woman, there'll be no men's breastfeeding around here. The only people that should be breastfeeding is animals and women. Animals to animals and women to children. Just clear that up in case there's any degenerates in the chat. No, and let's be honest, the chemicals that have gone into that behavior are, well, not great. Right, 1 second. Let me sort this camera out. Oh, no, we want to go that way. We should, where did it all go wrong? Well, we're like idiots who should have been told to shut the fuck up a very long time ago, come out with shit, and we didn't go against it. And they managed to convince other idiots to back them up so that when people actually did say something, they'll dogpile them. Alex Balefield has said that it's not very truly sorry for his message to the loyal fans. There's a lot of people that go and visit him. Mind you, there's a lot of people that go and visit weird people in the Nick as well. So I don't know much about Alex Balefield, and I'll leave it there. Right. See what messages we've got. Channel. Right. What do we got here? Home Office fires Chief Inspector of Borders and Immigration. Hang on a minute. Paps just posted that in Paps. Why is it showing up there? I'm getting notifications from Paps. Now, I'm guessing that nobody actually wanted to ring him, but that's fine. Some high points in the YouTube career. Obviously, when you reach your different things, 500, 1,000, 10,000, 15, goes on. But then when you actually go out to, say, for instance, on the streets with, say, for instance, Tommy for a while, that was a learning curve, to say the least. Then when you go to your protests, because I'm telling you now, you'll be doing this, your channel will grow, and you will have no idea of the effect you have until you go to a protest where people know you and you have you're not prepared for it. When people kind of started piling up to you and all wanted to get your picture and stuff with you, that was mind-boggling. That was a high point and terrifying. And then a lot of the different protests, some of the altercations, watching the police actually behave in the way they did, that was quite a thing. Building a community, that's another thing. And you're the one that has to run it, which is kind of interesting. Rev, you need a mod to post links for you, means you can keep talking. Yeah, bear in mind, Rags, I've got to try and go to, oh, this is going to be a graft, isn't it? Hang on. This might whistle a bit. There you go. Right. Let's see, Rags, and no, that's not what I want. Let's try that. No, that ain't it either. How do I fucking do this? No, I can't. How do I mod the cunt? Rags, how do I do this? Oh, bollocks. Won't let me do it. Why not? He struggles to multitask. Yes, he does. You know, let's mute that and play it. That might be why. So just bear with, because I've got to try and make Rags a... Oh, this is just shit. It is not working. Oh, fuck it. I think my computer's crashing. We are still live somehow. Just bear with. How have I managed to pause that? Right, let me try again. Why is it? How the fuck do you make somebody a mod? That's so stupid. Is it because I've changed? Nope. Rags, I can't do it. That's fucking deads. Unbelievable. I have no idea. I can't do anything. I don't know who is actually a mod on here at the moment. And guess it's just me. There it is. You used to be able to just click on it and make somebody a mod, but fucked if you can do that now. Oh, well. Right. What else? What does it say there? Click the 3 dots at the end of their name. Yeah, I did that. Did you left click it or right click it? Fuck's sake. Let's have another go at this. This is where everybody has a laugh. No, it's just got block or report. How does that work? No, something ain't right. Oh, hang on a minute. Participants, timestamp, pop out. Oh, let's see if I can try some other way. No, I'm not. No, fuck this. That's hard graft. I'm not doing it. I've given up already. Well done, Si. Rags, on YouTube, chat, there are 3 dots. Every time I click on it, all it gives me is a delete. It just doesn't do it. Fucking absolute gayness. Whatever. Give up. So make me a mod. I'm the most sensible. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Never mind. You're logged into the live chat on a different account. Oh, God, do I? Is it? Ain't happening now then. Probably. You have to have also numerous accounts when you start YouTube because you're going to get binned off. So then you end up logged in watching yourself under a different account. Just bear with. I am indeed. I am watching me through my other account. Let me see if while we're doing this, let's try again. This is so fucking rags. Have another go here. Get up the fucking now go the pop-ups. Oh, right. Hello.
Hello, Simon.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. I had to phone up and congratulate you, mate.
Oh, cheers, bud. It's something I didn't actually think was going to happen. I'll be honest.
Now, I've been watching the subs go up and up and up. I knew you'd be 100,000, and you're over the target, mate. So it's going to go up and up and up. No doubt about it.
Where is it going to go? That's the thing. And
it doesn't matter, does it? As long as it goes up and we're all on your side, mate.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if I lost it, right? Even if I lost the channel, I'll make another one. So it doesn't really matter. I'm not going away.
No.
And which is why I keep the other channels. I push them because it's one of those things. If you lose this, it doesn't make me any money, right? So it's not about the money. It's about getting the message out, right? And if I lost this, I just go hard on the other channels, and within I don't know a short while, I would have that back up because I think people have got to a stage now where a lot more are waking up and a lot more have had enough, and they are starting to watch this and go, say for instance, these live streams. When people read the chat and they realize that they're definitely not on their own, that does them some good. But which is why I think they also stopped me live streaming, pardon me, on my main chat because, well, I don't know how many we'd have watching if I was on that at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it is what it is. But the thing is, going forward, I want to change some stuff to make so I can do more. That's all. And, you know, like I eventually want more people working with me at the same time. So say, for instance, somebody be doing the computery part and I'd be sat there with the TV reading stuff like this, right? And having a laugh and just having a switchboard in front of me. And you'd be interacting like, you know, like Steve Wright did it with his team. And some of the other YouTubers do it with their team. So you bring your call in and then you get, they'll speak like you are to me, but one of the other people might have something like quite interesting to say and they can pitch in. But yeah, just trying to make it more interactive as well. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, it'll come. I'm sure of it. And the ceiling's the limit, mate. You know what I mean?
It's weird, isn't it? I never thought this was. I just didn't think this would happen. So from now, I'm like,
and don't get embarrassed by compliments, mate. You deserve it.
Mate, I've never been able to take a compliment. I always go. I mean, remember when that bloke said my daughter likes you, and I just went red as fuck. Like, I was like, oh shit, butterfingers. But yeah, I'd rather be awkward like that than one of these blokes that fucking. Yeah, he's up his own ass. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's the other part of the channel, isn't it? I'll come on looking like shit in a truck covered in mud and do a video rather than making sure I've had a shave and the hair's done and like, oh, fuck off, innit?
Yeah.
So, how long have you been watching for out of interest? How long have you been subbed?
Oh, blimey, a long time. I wouldn't probably say from the beginning because I don't know when you started. But I actually had my photograph taken with you by the Churchill statue when we went down for the anti-immigration march, which was a bit of a flop.
Yes, I mean, not everyone hits the mark, does it? But I mean, to be honest, most that we've been to down there have worked. But yeah, Churchill statue, I know where that is. Yeah. And that's a lot for me, actually, to know where the Churchill statue is, because I can't find my way around my own town, like, you know what I mean? So fucking London, they'll go, oh, we'll meet here. And I'm like, fuck's here, you know what I mean? But I've had some really good times up in London meeting people. Sound.
I have. It's been an absolute mind blowing for me. The amount of times I've been to London on demos and meet different people with different views, and we're all starting to network and pass the word around. We're getting there.
Do you know the other good thing is that when you meet people like you, right? You've been watching long enough that you know that much about me. It's like you being a mate. Now, other people, when you go up to, they might be a bit standoffish.
Yeah.
Because of because I go off, I ain't gonna be gay and say aura, but it is a bit like that. You go off a feeling with somebody, you see their face light up, right? And they're nice to you, and immediately you're nice back. And it's almost like you've been mates for fuck knows how long. It's hard to explain. And it's really something, luckily I got my head around real quick.
Yeah.
But because I had to have a couple of pints to start with because I was fucking terrified, to be honest. It's like, they're being nice to me. I'm not used to this. What's fucking on? What is this witchcraft?
It's that courage.
Yeah, I had to. I used to, I don't know if you remember fizzy coffee, I used to call it. I used to have my what was called a coffee cup, right? But it was Thatcher's, and I was drinking with Thatcher's going around, which is all well and done. But I needed a piss all the time, so that wasn't so good either. But
that's the trouble. The older you get, the quicker the piss goes straight through you.
Fucking done it. And a bit of cold. No thanks. Right. So a couple of cheeky fucking drinks and that, and you'd be like piss all day. But anyway, so what was you want to say, buddy?
I was going to say a couple of questions for you. Is Dave Green a relative of Huey Green?
Huey Green, is that the one out of
If Opportunity Knocks?
No, I don't know. Then that is over my head. But no, he's just he's a naughty boy. Is Dave Green? And Dave,
I know. I started to watch his live channel. I don't know what his subscribership is now, but it's bloody hilarious, mate. Honestly,
it's going up. But Dave. Oh, Dave's bad. Just and also that Patrick Potato is a bit close as well, isn't he? Do you know, the other day he was listening to Peachy and he's like, "Oh, keep it talking, I'm nearly there." I was like, "Fucking hell, Patrick." But anyway,
it's bloody brilliant. And the second question is, right, I've been trying to wrap my brains. You know, something's been missing in my thought processes recently, and I thought to myself, you know, like this jigsaw of a tyranny going on. And it suddenly thought to me, like, all I'm hearing is people saying that they're getting fobbed off by the hospitals, getting fobbed off by the doctors. Now, I believe that I think eventually they're going to hold us to ransom for our health.
Yeah. Basically, we pay for all the hospitals to be made, didn't we? Right, out of taxes, etc.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff has already gone over to what they call trust, and it's become a business, right? And what they'll do is slowly but surely, like they started with the doctors, it'll make harder and harder for you to get to a doctor. So they want you to go to the chemist. Why? Well, then you're going to go straight to buying medicine. All right.
Yeah.
But what it will end up doing is you'll have to take out insurance, like America. Yeah. Right.
That's it.
And if you don't, you might not get seen, but we'll still pay the same bills that we pay now. Right. That'll never go away. It's a bit like the TV license. When we wanted to stop paying the TV license, they're now thinking of ways that they can just directly take it from source, so you don't have a choice.
Yes.
But it struck me that years ago, it was supposed to be a doctor who was terrified of matron. Matron who made sure that everybody in the hospital was doing as they were meant to do. No malingerers, no people pulling a sickie, or, you know, like the ambulance chasers. Oh, I slightly fell over, I might be injured. No, you're not. It's fuck all wrong with you. Now fuck off out. Stop wasting your time.
Yeah.
And it went into you know, things like people going down there because they're trying to claim for whiplash and all of this different stuff, which was wasting the cunt's time. And then we had all these foreigners coming over here ripping it apart, right? But yeah, what it'll end up is being all split up, turned into a private thing where we've all got to pay and we've all got to have insurance. Problem is, and this is the part I can't talk about, things that we've had in recent times. When that insurance comes about, that's going to affect our premium. It's a bit like, have you had a bang? Have you been involved in an accident before? Yeah, your insurance goes up. And it'll be, have you had any work? Have you had any work accidents? Have you had any operations in the past? Have you got any ongoing stuff? And all of this stuff, you know, and then people won't actually want to go to the hospital, right? These are the workers, by the way. The workers like you and me will all have to have insurance, right? Or people with a pension. And we won't want to claim on it because we don't want our insurance got. And what you'll end up with is, you know, the attitude of men at the moment who, well, I don't really want to go there. And then all of a sudden they've got prostate cancer and they're dead. We'll have people that won't go to hospital, can't get to the doctors, and they'll die because they're not being seen. And yet people who are from overseas, people who are new to the reservation, and other people that have permanently signed off will be able to walk in and get sorted straight away.
It's already happened, isn't it? We can see it already.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say, and I don't know if your listeners or viewers are aware of this, if you go to get private healthcare through say Bupa, right? They won't. It will cost you probably 400 upwards for a family, right? But they won't treat anybody for existing health conditions.
Right. So basically, if you've got something ongoing, that stuff they won't touch you. But if you get anything new, But will they also say that, well, actually, what you've got new is actually connected to what you already had? Can't touch it.
Of course, yeah. They can work it how they want to work it, can't they?
Because take me, for instance, I'm not on any medication at all. For about 18 years, I was on antidepressants, right? But I got off them, and I've been off them for, I don't know, is it 2 years now or something? Maybe longer, right? So I've got, say, for instance, asthma, eczema, and what else have I got? I've had my tonsils out, right? So tonsils and adenoids, that's been out. But I think other than that, it's pretty much about it, really. So I might be able to get cheaper insurance than, say, somebody else. But like you said, if it is the case, then they'll go, well, all of these things can be put down to asthma, so we can't help you there. Yeah, fucking hell, not good.
So it's like everything. They just sew us up, don't they? Whichever way they do it, they take the money, but they just do us up like kippers all the time, one way or another.
It's a business, mate. I mean, how many of them want to get you on, say, for instance, they want to dish out antidepressants? I mean, I know so many people that aren't depressed that have been told they've got to take them because of other reasons. You're like, really? And it's funny because the banks get them in debt, keep them there. That's the banks, right? And then what it seems to me, this is just a conspiracy. They want to get you to be permanent. What they call it? There's a name for it. Trustees in medicine. My old dear, she ended up on so many tablets that she'd rattle like a maraca, and she died, like dropped down dead, 62. That was it. And I can't help. Yes, she had lupus. She wasn't the most healthiest woman, and she did like a drink. Although I never knew she was a drinker, believe it or not, because when I say I didn't know she was a drinker, she'd have a glass of sherry, but you wouldn't see it go down, right? And I don't think she drank much when we were around, but never knew. She was never pissed. Never saw her pissed. But anyway, apparently she had a few. But that she just dropped down dead. But I can't help but think she was on water tablets. She was on blood thinning tablets. She was on steroids. She was on all of these other things. There was like this big fucking bag of stuff that she'd have to go through in the morning. And I was like, surely some of that is working against the other stuff. Anyway.
Well, this is the thing. They have medication reviews, don't they, to make sure that everything's going all right. But it's like you could have statins and then you're not supposed to have grapefruit or something like that with statins because it counteracts it or something like that. I don't know.
I haven't got a clue. All I know is that I try to make sure that I don't do anything that will fucking hurt me. I eat a lot of veg, which some people, if you're one of those people that believe in a meat-only diet, don't agree in. But I eat a lot of meat from the butchers. I'll have a can of Thatchers and whatever. But Brian Harvey bollocked me the other day for drinking water out the tap. He said, I ain't drank that shit for years. He said, you should neither. I'm like, right, sorry, bud.
Why doesn't he drink it? Is it because of the what's in it? Chlorine, is it, or something?
Is it chlorine and something else?
Fluoride.
Right? And they're on about doubling the amount of fluoride. That's what they're saying at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I use a Brita filter, and I purify my water, but I don't think it takes the fluoride out.
I use a Brita myself, but it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? I remember back in the day, my dad had this fucking great filter for the tap water, and it did taste differently, I'll be honest, because I mean, you can taste it, and if you've left a cup of water or a glass of water for any amount of time,
Yeah.
I'm trying to view my own channel now. It won't let me do it. That's just fucking amazing, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Get a YouTube account, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Anyway, yeah, if you leave water alone and you leave it for a while and you come back, you can fucking smell it, whatever it is in it. Mind you, if you
Yeah,
have a
that's
look
right.
inside some of those pipes and you see what's in there.
I know.
Right.
Where you wouldn't want to look inside, would you? Because you'd never touch it again.
Well, you see it hacked in. It's what? Oh, all of those colors of stuff. What is it? I mean, and people are saying bottled water ain't better because you're saying about all this plastics in it. And I'm told that if you were to drink is it a Starbucks or what's the other one? Anyway, they're saying that, you know, this woman's going, well, if it was just a paper cup, water would go through it. So it's got something, it covers it. Well, yeah, that makes sense. So the plastic stuff that covers it, right? That makes sense. And she said, nobody's bothered about how many millions of particles come off while you're drinking it. And I was like, well, I never thought of that. And she said how many. It was like, fuck that. You don't actually think about it really, how much of this plastic gets in you and the effect that it might have on you. So yeah. Not good.
And I think sometimes it's good that we don't know, because if we did know, we probably starve to death and die of thirst anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, mate, I'll let you go.
No worries, bud.
Congratulations on your 100,000, and let's hope it keeps going up. And I hope to meet you again at some point if we go down to London.
Yeah. I will be going back there, obviously. So at some point, I'm sure we're going to bump into each other and maybe find a pint. So,
yeah, you know, and you'll be able to see me because I'll be the white bloke.
Yeah, that's it. You're going to stand out a little bit there.
Yeah. All right.
All right, buddy. You take it steady.
Cheers, Simon.
All right. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Thirsty now. 1 minute. Studio. Let's see how we're doing. Fucking hell. I'll tell you what, they're flying up today. Excellent. Right. We'll have another sip of water. I said I won't do a very long live stream because I've got to be up at stupid o'clock, but it is what it is. All right, we don't get 100,000 very often. Let's have a look through. What have we got comments wise? It's all about drinking water. Tastes like chemical. It does actually. It does taste like shit. Does anybody know when they started putting stuff into the water? What year that was? Only osmosis removes fluoride. Not that I know what that is, because I know stuff, but not all stuff. So they are. Right, how are we doing? We've got a fair few watching at the moment. 738. Fuck me up and down. Jim, hello. Ha ha ha. I think I probably should actually wrap this up, only for the fact that no fluoride in the water in Chester or Cheshire. We're all off over there for a drink of water then. I probably should wrap this up because I've got school in the morning, well, work. And yeah, what's that? Is that anti-contraception pill in the water supply? Well, they reckon it is. Close smell bad too after washing in the machine. Yeah. Graphene oxide in top. Oh, bloody hell. Doesn't enough make you think you don't want to drink the fucking stuff, doesn't it? Anyway, look, I'm going to jump off because actually, before I do that, is anybody got a stream on at the moment that we could crash just to, rather than get rid of or just end the stream and it go nowhere? Is there anybody live? Should we have a look? Oh, we got a caller. Hello. How you doing?
Yo, it's the rap.
It is, mate. How are you?
I just thought I'd jump on now because last time I called up, I talked about aliens. So this time I'm going to talk about who controls the water.
This might be interesting. Okay, who does?
Who owns the water supplies?
Well, I don't think anybody should, but there it is. I mean, I thought that God gave us water and then we were all to use it, but that's just me being old-fashioned.
Well, if you trace the money back, who owns the money? Who owns our soul?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, you know, all these little water companies, every one of them can't be controlled by the same bunch, can they?
The dark secret. It's awful to talk about online. It's dark. Humanity try to live up in a good fucking spiritual way. As a Christian, I'm a Christian. I used to be an altar boy. My tonsils got ripped out like yours did as well.
Well, mine had to. They crowded across my throat so bad I couldn't speak. I couldn't.
How mad is that? So many coincidences happening. I just thought I'd jump up and put my last
no worries,
one
mate.
little. One little 2 cents. Who controls the water? I get a shower and it's like it hits me and it's like chlorine stinging my skin.
Well, what I've noticed is around the shower, right? When that water sits there for any amount of time, it leaves like a pinky mark around. You wipe it off, but if your water just stays there and sits there for any amount of time, it turns pink. What's that about?
Well, all I can say, Rev, mate, I see you go into the kitchen and fill your fucking cup up with tap water.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why do you do that?
Well, it's either that or bottled water, isn't it? I mean, it's gone through a filter, but it is what it is. I mean, they say if you grabbed it out of the sky, has it been through? As it had stuff go through it? You know, if you get it out of a stream, what's further up the stream? If you get it out of the tap, what have they put in it? You know, wherever you get it, if you get it out of a bottle of water, it's got particular or plastic particles in it. You're damned whatever way you do it, but one's worse than the other, I dare say. If I speak to Brian, he says that there's more nasty stuff in tap water than there is in bottled water.
Well, in the day, when I was young, when I was poor, I used to be forced to drink like tap water from the school toilets and everything. I was that poor.
Corporation pop, they used to call it, didn't they? Or council pop. Yeah.
But nowadays, you try to catch it in the sky and it's full of chemtrails.
Well, and that was that. He put the phone down. Oh, there we go. Right. Are there any other lives apart from the lives that I'm doing? So we got 27 watching on Man Up, 25 watching on Simon Evans, 615 watching on Rev on Around. Hello.
27 watching on Man Up.
Hello.
Hey, Simon.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Hold on a sec. Hold on.
I can hear the live stream in the background. But...
You might know who I am, but you might not. But either way,
I need you to stop the live stream in the back, otherwise we can't hear you, bud, because I could just hear that over you. That was all.
Say that again.
The live stream. What I could do is I could hear the live stream over you more. That was yeah. Anyway, so what was it you wanted to say, buddy?
Okay. When it comes to the you got to understand this. Every vaccine or every disease
right.
has come.
Remember, we can't talk about the vaccines on here, mate.
Hold on.
No, we can't talk about it. Right. I'm going to mute him now. We know that we can't talk about them on here. All right. So why ring up and talk about it? Right. If you can hear me now, right, I'm going to unmute you. Right. Have you got it? We can't talk about that on here. Hello?
You was just talking about what's happening with the water.
Yeah, I was talking about that. They'll let you talk about that, but they won't let you talk about medical interventions.
Okay, then. I take that back then. What I'm trying to say is this, yeah? Everything that we are ill from everything because we consume their water. Now, if somebody turns around and says to you that bottled water is greater than the water that you drink. No, it ain't. It's full of fucking BPA and everything else. No, it's not.
Right. Yeah? So somebody like me who doesn't know what BPA is, what is it?
BPA, biphenol A. Yeah.
Right. I don't know this, so explain this stuff to me because I've not heard of it.
Ask Alex Jones. He told you the frogs are turning gay because of it. Alex Jones told you it. BPA. Yeah, many years ago, I told you that, and everybody laughed at him. But yeah, look at the man's today. Look at the man's, okay. Look at the man's that's looking forward to tomorrow. They ain't man's anymore. It's estrogens that's been put into the waters. Yeah, right. Everything's been
that's come through piss, hasn't it? Women piss out the pill, and then it goes through the water because what they do.
That's the story that we've been told. No, that's the story we've been told. Instead of looking at the E numbers and everything else that's been added to everything that we consume. Yeah, everything like there's BPA. Like for instance, if you look it up just on Google now, there is now BPA free baby bottles. But years ago, every baby that was drinking out of a bottle was drinking out of a BPA bottle. In other words, the kids that you see today, 15 years old, you can say, were consumed through BPA
Now, if you look at these kids, they don't know whether there's tomorrow, yesterday, or even now. They don't even know whether they are alive. If you really look into their eyes, they're like so glazed. You know
What
I
age
mean?
kids are
And
they?
hold on,
Because I
and
mean,
we
there
brought
are
these
some
people up.
kids that are quite clued up.
I'm not saying that there isn't, but what I'm saying is those that are stayed away from every job that there is.
Right, we're
It's
talking
gotta
about
be.
that again. Some people don't get it, do they? I've got to say what I want to say, and if you don't let me say it, then you're... No, mate, I'm not. Hang on, let's see if we can find... Right, Lise, call in again if you want to call in. Yeah, I'm not playing that game. I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and I don't care about your channel because it's what I think. No, mate, it don't work like that. We are going to do designated streams over on another platform where we can. Hello.
Mate, I'm not here to talk about.
Right. Some people don't get the hang of it, do they? How do we do that one? 1 minute. That's that was sorted. Yeah. Lise, if you want to, you've got a few seconds to call in if you want to call in. Otherwise, I shall wrap this up. Last details. Poor geezer. Well, that ain't her, but we'll see who this is. Hello.
Hello, have I got the right number?
Yeah, it depends who you're trying to call.
Sorry?
Who are you calling? That depends.
You're on YouTube, you're not, are you?
Yeah, I am, and you're live at the moment.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
You're on the headphones?
Yeah, thing is, at the moment, you've got a live stream in the background, so you can hear me.
Ah, okay. My name is Lisa, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's the one that you were calling back.
No, it's a different Lisa. But Lisa, if you could turn that live stream off in the background, you'll be able to hear me better.
There we go. Hello, anyway, I just thought I'd thank you for everything, basically. I've been watching you recently, and I just wanted to thank you, that was all.
Yeah, it's one of those things that just I have no idea how this comes out or how people feel about what I do. I just do it because I feel about what I'm saying. But it's you do wonder what do people make of it and that. And when people thank you for it, you're like, wow, that's pretty mad, isn't it? And it's nice.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time because I've been looking like out of the UK. I'm in the UK, but I've been looking out of the UK mostly because there wasn't that many people, haven't been that many people covering, our side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
You get to hear what they think, but what about us? And you're one of the very few that I've just been watching and keeping up with, and well, not keeping up with, only sort of joined you about a month ago, I think it was. 5, 6 weeks ago. And I just wanted to say thank you anyway.
No worries, lovely. It's no problem at all. But yeah, we'll see how long they let me carry on. At some point, they're going to go.
Oh yeah,
no.
I know, bless you, and yeah, the same with everyone. Because if it wasn't for people like yourself, and I could say some other names, but I'm not going to say it if I can't be heard. But other people out there, we wouldn't know, and we wouldn't be heard. Yeah.
And that's
thank you again.
Annoying because all we want to do, right? We're not asking for anything special. All we want is for our politicians to do what we ask them to, because that's their job. We want the media to cover the news, nothing else, just the news, right?
Yep.
So if it happens,
and not a bias.
No, right. I mean, it's pretty simple. We want everything that's paid to represent its people fairly. So if the left generally win the vote, right, because more of them come out, then let that be a lesson to us that more of us should get on our feet and vote. If the election system was actually not a fucking farce and we weren't in a fucking dictatorship rather than a democracy, right? And we want the doctors to do what they're supposed to do. We
are being bottlenecked, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just want everybody to do what they said they were going to do on a fucking tin. It's not asking too much, but
yeah. I'll tell you what, the little joke about Ron Seal. I bought a tin of paint a couple of years ago now, and it wasn't the colour that it said on the tin. I had to take it back. It was supposed to be like some forest colour, and it ended up being that terracotta colour.
Yeah, again, more low
But yeah.
products, eh? Fucking hell. Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get, but I'm glad that you picked up my call, and as I say, just to say thank you very much, and please carry on, and we'll keep following for as long as possible, basically.
All right, lovely. No problem at all. All right, you take it steady, all right?
Thank you, darling. You have a good night.
Oh, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's nice. Now we're trying to call back, but where the fuck's... She'll have to try again. Oh, no, that's somebody completely different. Hello.
Hi there, Simon. All right, mate.
How's it going, bud?
I was actually going to wind you up and say I'm phoning up about the advert you got in the paper about your guitar for sale.
Twat.
Are you been playing it?
No. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I did pick it up the other day and actually get more out of it, but I actually got the thing tuned because it was badly out of tune. So that's why it wasn't sounding right. And I couldn't work it out because I'd hit the string and it was saying it was right, but it was the wrong fucking string, if that makes any sense. So I got that Anna, by the way, she has a YouTube channel. She came on and she went, that's meant to be whatever note or whatever string it is. And that don't sound like it, love. I went, right. Talk me through this. So she did. And now I went and tried these other chords. I went, oh, that's how they meant to sound. No, that's good. So it was totally out of tune when I was playing it. And that's probably why I was giving up.
So is that to set the scene now?
Well, I do have to make more of an effort. But the thing is, has it been flat out? Obviously, this fucking works flat out. And selling a load of stuff that I've been selling and other things. It's just, I have been nonstop. And I don't know about you. We've come to the end of winter, haven't we? And I've lost all of me zest for fucking everything at the moment. Need a bit of sun.
Yeah. Well, consider this. When you're doing this live stream, just put it in your lap. You could be talking to me now while it's in your lap.
What, making everybody's ears bleed with the cunt? I'll tell you what I could do. Get somebody.
No, you don't have to play it.
All right.
Just that when he's gone quiet or somebody's pissing you off or someone starts talking about a subject you don't want to talk about, you can hit a fucking D note and say, duh, can't talk about that fucker.
Well, this is the thing. Can I strum now? I think I'm just about getting there. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So, because that was in the comments. Do you know what? You asked them not to talk about that particular topic because it could risk your channel. And they haven't even got the fucking manners or courtesy to do that.
I think it's because I don't think it's necessarily that, Sam. I think they're so emotionally, they've got so much gripe and emotion inside that they just want to spill it out. That's where they don't consider other people because they've got so much anger inside, I think.
Yeah, well, some people that I know like that I talk to on here that are like that, I know from other areas, and they're just fucking bonkers. And you're like, couldn't do it, could you? So part-time strummer, that sounds just love. You're more likely to be a woman if you're a part-time strummer. Not a fucking me. All right, just saying. Not unless your fucking nickname's Justin. I don't know.
Right, so I'm going to let you go. Keep it up, bro.
All right, buddy. Well, do you take it steady, all right?
And you, mate.
See you in a bit, mate. Bye. I do love our callings. I do make my day. My mum thinks Rev is sexy. How old's your mum, mate? Just saying. Not that I got a problem with that, but my average age group of people is somewhere between 35 and 70 plus, nearer to the 70, I'd say, which is weird, really, because that's like my dad's age. So it's people who are nearer my dad's age, although he's 77, actually, but let's not pick strings. Well, we should pick strings, but properly. Hang on. Have we got it? No, that's still not her. Hello.
Hello. I'm Stuart. I've never called before.
It's not that bad. It's all right. You'll be fine. I don't eat or whatever. How you doing?
Right. Just a couple of things.
Yes.
I'm good. Let me turn this sound off. Just a couple of things. My grandson is mixed race. He lives with me now. He's 15 years old. I'm 57.
Mm-hmm.
And he's finally realised what racism is all about. It's not about colour. It's about people being abused. He's slept on my living room floor for the last 2 years, and immigrants come first.
Yep.
And he's realised this is wrong. Which is
there's
good thing for him.
There's racism and prejudice.
Another thing is people need to do a subject access request for, these D notices.
Yeah.
I can't. I need to turn.
Hang on, mate. Is that any better for you?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, the government will put out D notices to the media. We need to do a subject access request for how many times this has been done in the last 5 years.
I would imagine it goes into hundreds, maybe even thousands.
Yes. So what are they hiding?
Well, their theory, because I started looking into this for about 5.5, 6 years ago, is that basically, if this information gets out that there could be public disorder, violence, and violence towards a certain group of individuals that might not have done anything wrong. So say, for instance, the rape gangs, right, they want to put a D notice on that because they said that what there would be is UK-wide backlash towards the Muslim community, which many of them had nothing to do with. And this is true. Many of them had nothing to do with it, right? But I don't care. People still have a right to know, because if people are warned that this is going on, then they might actually take precautions about where their kids are going, who they're speaking to, what time they're out, and a lot of other things, that are common sense. But you say, for instance, I live in Rotherham, and I knew there were gangs moving around, and they were systematically hunting out vulnerable white kids, right, and using them for sex. Then even if I was a bit of in a bit of a mess myself as a parent, which would mean I'd have a vulnerable white child, I'd still be maybe a little bit more concerned than I had have been. It might be more in the forefront of my mind that I need to get my shit together a bit more and look after this kid, because if I let this kid out, it might become a statistic. I mean, it might not have happened, or other people around might have watched out for that kid if the parent is too fucked to even do it. And there have been a lot of cases where white parents have let their kids out way past the time they should be out, let them out and go and doing all sorts of things, and this kid has found itself in the hands of grooming gangs. All right. Now, I'm not saying it's the parents' fault. In some cases it is, in some cases it's not, but it is what it is. But I think if the D notice had gone out and we were warned, maybe if it would have come out 30 years ago when it had started, 40 years ago, then maybe things could have got done about it then. All right. And we also would have known that there is an active hatred towards white people, white girls predominantly, and Sikh girls from a community, and it would have been addressed, but they covered it up. Why? And it's not just them, the Labour government or the Labour councils in those areas made sure that it was covered up. And you're like, why are you doing this? What would be in the interest? And why? They got a lot of money from that community. They had a lot of people from the community within the council, and it was, let's not cause trouble.
Right. Now, I'm not going to go into it. This is where my grandson came from. He's mixed race.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm not going to go into it. My daughter was abused, blah, 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 and all the rest of it. As a parent or a grandparent, you can do nothing.
No, as a grandparent especially, you can do nothing, because I know a lot of grandparents that have tried.
Yeah, you can do absolutely nothing. Right, we'll go beyond this now. Let's get to the boats. Easy to fix.
It would
right?
be if they wanted to.
Right. The British government won't do anything. The French government won't do anything. So why not get the French people to do something?
The French people want rid of these people.
No, it's easy. Start revoking the French fishing licenses.
Right.
Put it on national TV after the lottery. Do a license number. Right, this license revoked.
But
every Wednesday.
How do we do that?
Well, the British government can do it. Revoke the French fishing licenses.
But you've got to understand that right. This is something that I've got to try and get through to people. The British government want these people coming here. They want them here. This is something that's going to be hard to understand to most people. Our government actively want these people. They're saying they don't, but they want them here. They're doing everything to facilitate them. I know it's hard to accept, but our government want thousands, millions of these cunts come into this country over the next X amount of years. There is a plan. We're not invited, right? They want these people here, and they will tell you what, if you went out there with boats, right, they'd nick you for piracy. Do you know what the laws are on that?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right. Now, Rags has said it's about GDP. It is about GDP. It's about cheap labor. The ones that come and work will get cheap labor out of. The ones that don't, well, the taxpayer will pick the bill up. But it's all about destabilizing the community, destabilizing the country. There is so much more afoot, right? And the plan is to turn this place Muslim. Sorry about that, but that's the reality. They signed accords, they signed declarations, right? Back in the
I really think civil war is coming.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong.
And to me, when people are lifted up by the neck to lampposts and go, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, well, we have to watch what we say at that point. But at the end of the day, if people aren't listened to, if people lose everything and people are abused, eventually they're left with nothing else. You've only got to look at history. So that's not us egging anything or whatever. It's just a simple look at history over the years. What happens when people are oppressed, not listened to, and abused? When they've got nothing to lose, they've got everything to gain. And that's when they're the most dangerous. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, what's that saying? If you keep kicking a dog and it's growling at you, eventually what's going to happen?
Bite you.
That's what's coming.
You can't, it's unavoidable now, but they have set the course for this. And it's worrying, actually, because anybody who doesn't or isn't into violence, I mean, there are people out there that look forward to it, but there are people out there that fear it. I mean, I'm not looking forward to any of that. Nobody likes violence. None of this. The thing is, none of this ever had to happen. Ever.
It didn't. I agree with you totally.
It was planned from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I mean, these people that plan this shit don't think in like 5 years. They think in 100 years. Everything is planned slowly and it happens slowly, the slowly boiling frog thing. And it has to be, because otherwise, if it happened too quick, we'd wake up. So it's happened slowly.
Well, personally, I think with the farmers, it's people are waking up quickly.
Well, when we have no food on the shelves, right? But we've got beautiful fields full of fucking plants. People go, where's my food? Well, you got a plant there, mate. Brilliant. I can't eat that. You know, and the 1% or these people will never be without food or medicine or anything else. They'll have everything they need. But what is their plan? Well, they're always talking about reducing the population. There's many ways they're going to do that. And I'm not going to get into it on here because some of them will lead back to conversations that we can't have. But it is what it is. Their plans are not good. Their plans for us are bad. And if they're allowed to do it, which at the moment they're going unchallenged, they will. But I got a feeling that things, as I say, will get so bad in the future, and then many people will lose. Because don't forget, there's a load of people that are on benefits at the moment that their benefits won't be stopped, but their way of life will be made miserable when they have to rub shoulders with people who don't like them. All right. Then you've got the workers who their wages will go down and down and down because more people coming into the country will work for fuck all. Then you've got the middle class who live out the way and don't have the problem at the moment, but they will eventually have the problem and they'll lose their house because of the new policies coming in about the green agenda. They won't be able to keep up because they'll have a massive house. And that's the way it is. And when they start to lose everything, that's when they'll get on board. So there it is. And when they actually get on board, that's when things will start to happen.
Yeah, but it's coming, mate. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, it is, and there's nothing we can do about it, which is a bit worrying.
Right, just on me rant.
No worries,
Let
mate.
go with it. I do think revoking French fishing licenses.
If we had the power to do so, then yeah. I mean, I'd be all for fucking paying our fishing fleet rather than go out and fish. Go and police the channel. We'll pay for that instead. But
yeah, but to me, if a French boat loses license and it's caught, sink it. Sink it. You got a nature reserve. I'm a scuba diver. You got a nature reserve.
I like the nature reserve idea, but unfortunately, it's going to sink with all the fuel on board. That's not such a cracking idea. Confiscate it. Our fishermen over here could do with a boat. Ideal, but we won't get to that yet.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Why waste
good
a good boat when it can be put to use? Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, mate.
Well, that's my done. Thank you for
no worries.
Talk.
You take a
Cheers.
steady.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. And yet again, Charm's not managed to ring in. So I have a plan. All right. What we'll do is we'll take down the banners a minute. So let's take that off and take that off. And then see if we can connect this up. She ain't gonna like this, by the way. Connect. Let's see if it will connect. Because I can't call out on that one anyway. She's going to answer this thinking it's me calling after the stream. So, Charmed, if you are watching this, yeah. All right, let's give it a go. See if we can call. She celebrated my 100 subs when she started on the Baileys. So, what stage or state she's in, I don't know.
Hi, Sal, you all right?
You're live.
Oh, okay.
You want to call in? All right.
I did try calling.
Are you putting on your best voice? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, after all these abusive comments about me being a carrot cruncher, right? Which I get. Now, does she sound London to anyone? Because she says I sound like a fucking farmer, and we have these arguments, don't we, dear? Anyway, what was it you want to talk about, love?
Okay. You kind of put me in the middle here.
Yes.
Let's talk about everything and anything. The state of the UK as we know it.
All right.
It's depressing.
Don't say where you live, but talk about your area, what it's the changes in it in the last 10 years.
Oh, God. Okay, so the Garden of England, I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful, and now it's not. It is. I would appeal to. I mean, I've never really gone live on YouTube before, but I would appeal to anybody. Visually, everyone knows it. They can hear it. They can see it. It is. How do I put it? It's very heartbreaking. It kind of makes your stomach churn, doesn't it? When we look at the state of the UK now.
It doesn't cheer me up much.
But no, not at all. It's very hard to say what you really want to say on YouTube,
isn't it? Just yeah.
Sorry. You feel for your children mainly. You go to work as you've been told to do so. You pay your taxes as you've been brought up to do so, and you just look around at people and think, do you know, why do I, not that I would never not bother, because you would, but you worry for your children because you think, what am I leaving my children? And is this the best? I mean, we'd always, England is always, we've always been very patriotic, but kind of like, what is left? Because we vote for Labour, Conservative, well, I never voted for Labour, but Conservative, and they've let us down massively.
I don't
they're not doing anything about it. Productivity is in the gutter. I mean, you know it when you call the doctors, you know it when you want to even just have a basic conversation with somebody, or even want to talk to a human being on the phone. There's nobody at the end of the phone. It's option 1, option 2, diversion, or an email. It's really heartbreaking.
And it's like schools.
I don't know. I don't want to be all depressing, but I just kind of think, like, where is the optimism here? Like, we really need to dig deep and do something. Like, I would advise people to try and do what everyone does. Stop with the dropping of your litter. Pick up your dog feces. Help your neighbours, even if you don't know them. Introduce yourself. Try and communicate more with your with the community. Try and
Start
just
networking.
do a little bit more. Just networking. Up your game somewhat, because at the moment we are just a sort of like, well, if he's not doing it, I'm not doing it. If they're not bothering, then I'm not bothering. And that's a really defeatist attitude, isn't it?
Well, everybody else has got to be a sacrificial lamb, haven't they? Everybody else has got to say, for instance, people go, sorry, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
You're
one person. Everybody's got to do their best.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they watch too many fucking hero films and they expect some hero to come from the middle of nowhere, sort all their problems. It's like, no, you've got to do it. So that's the.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're seeing, you know, we're seeing what's coming across the channel, not even illegally, just even legal migration that's coming over to the UK. You can't. I mean, the traffic is gridlock at the moment. The potholes are horrendous. With our council tax is going to go up. Everything is going up. And we kind of think, you know, as you know, British citizens, we're kind of thinking, well, what are we getting for our money? Because that's what normal people would think. But it is really, really. But all I would say is just try and do your best, and hope for the best mainly. But it is hard. It's hard.
We are pretty screwed.
But you just got to dig. As I say, you really put me on the spot. All I would say is just try and be positive. Try and be the best you can for your family and hope for the best. And if all goes tits up, then fuck it, we'll be the migrants.
Remember that conversation we had earlier on? It was like the conversation you were having about that girl at school, and all the other black girls were going, oh well, it's prejudice against fucking, you know, we're a minority.
My daughter was in a debating society. My daughter, she was in the debating society, my daughter, and she was at a grammar school, and it was a minority. I mean, she was a minority. She was and there was a bit of a debate about the other girls saying that they were very depressed, you know, they're in the minority. And my daughter stood up and said, well, how are you the minority? You're the majority of the school. How can you say that you're in a grammar school, for God's sake? You've done well, you've come far, you know, at least take the positives from that. And they weren't, you know, they've been kind of like it's embedded in them, isn't it? You know, all of these things that you see on the media now.
Talk shit, feel sorry for yourself.
Like History Month, this month. But it's just causing a division in the countryside, and people are feeling it. So people walking down the street with their heads down, because thinking, well, how do I interact with that person? Because that person's a different pigmentation of me. Like, who cares? But it does seem to matter when it suits.
I say morning to
and
the
it's
old
very
dears.
Convenient.
Yeah,
me too.
If I see an old dear, I go morning and I give them a smile, and they're taken back. And then you see, just as you're walking past, because they want to keep going because they're not sure, they then give you a smile. You're like, next time I'll get you again, and you might give me a bigger smile. But the victimhood status that these people have had bashed into them, like, oh, whites are racist and all the rest of it. I watched a lovely.
It's disgusting. Yeah. It's disgusting when they say things like that. Like, why would you even say? I mean, it absolutely baffles me when you see it on mainstream media. Like, it's, you know, like white privilege, white this. I mean, even the countryside being racist. Like, where did they pluck that from? Like, who even thinks of this? I mean, you literally the bare end of news, and you've got nothing else to put out there than the countryside is racist. Like,
it's race baiting white liberals who hate their own color, who are making up this shit to hoodwink dumb as fuck people of a different color. Because at the end of the day, if you're black and you believe you're oppressed in the UK, you're a thick cunt. That's the sum of it, right? Sorry about this. This is the reality. You're put first above us. Why? Because they don't want to get the race card pulled. That's the rules of it, right? At the end of the day, you're more likely to get a job you're less qualified for because they want to fill the seats with you. You are privileged. Get your shit together and admit this. We are the ones that they hate. That's the reality. And if you don't like those apples, you can suck on my white balls. However, there are some very sensible black people out there that are sound as fuck, that understand this, and look at these other black people doing this and saying, you really are setting us back 100 years here, you fucking mug.
Oh, of course, you'd be embarrassed, wouldn't you? You would be embarrassed.
But it's pushed through, the liberals push it through all sorts of stuff, whether it be the civil service, whether they be it through teaching, whether they be it through TV, or whatever it is. And it's amazing.
Well, they knew they couldn't get in any other way, couldn't they? I mean, they had to, you know, they had to be in the media. They had to be in the educational system. They had to be in the Home Office, for God's sake. I mean, it is as evident as you like. I mean, it's breaking up. You know, it's the country is falling apart, as we can see it. And as much as the politicians on the TV, no, we've got a plan. I mean, Labour got a plan. They've got no plans. So, you know, we're starting to, they're revealing their mask, and we're seeing for what they are. We all have always known what Labour are about. And people are going to still vote them because people think, oh, well, you know, it's better than the Tories. Well, okay, no, that might well be. I'm not happy with it. I've always been a Conservative voter. I'm sorry to say that, but I have. But I'm not an idiot. I would never vote Labour. I know what they're about. you vote for Labour, you're just getting the influx of a whole new level of monstrosity in this country.
Mhm.
However, but I'm not, as I say, I'm not happy with the Conservatives. There are a few Conservatives I do like, and I know that might be an unpopular opinion. Yes, there are some Conservatives I despise massively.
So,
but what do? We have a two-tier system, Si. What are we going to do?
well,
I mean, we can
we
vote
can't do
reform,
anything.
of course.
The truth is, right.
But what
We
do
can't do anything. We are stuck at the moment in a situation where nothing will change until there's enough people out on the streets doing bad things. Now, I'm not saying I want that at all. Please don't want me to think that's what I want.
No.
But the only time
No, of course
people will change or things will change is when they fear us more than the ones that pay them. All right. Now, at the moment,
yes,
they're in complete control of us. We will do exactly what they say, and there is no comeback. So they're going to keep taking the money off the people that are paying them to be what they are, and they have no fear. The moment that they actually are, I mean, they say they're fearful of us, but the moment they actually work out that these cunts are coming for us, right, and we're in a lot of trouble. Whereas I would say that, I have to say this, you know, when you start going after your own politicians and doing bad things, then we've gone back to, you know, if you look at history, when they started doing bad things, the reason they did it then was because they had no other option. Now, we've got to work financially as well. If we could have networked together to boycott shit, you've only got to boycott something very quickly, and financially,
people are too lazy to boycott anything, Simon. People are too. It's too. You know.
Right.
Deliveroo.
What I'm saying is when.
Sorry, my daughter's just walked in. Hold on one minute.
No,
Deliveroo, Uber. You know, anything online. It's just easy. Look, you know, I've been guilty of it. You know, I'm not paying. You know, I'm not paying the arbiter of anything. It's just kind of like it's just the society we live in.
We all did it because
you know,
we didn't realize when we did it at the first, when we did it in the beginning, we didn't realize the outcome of this or what it was going to do. We do now.
No, of course
right?
not.
But unfortunately, the other thing is we're in such a situation where we don't have many hours in our life. We've got to try and get as much done with as short time as possible, right? Which is in your case, you've got to go to work, you've got to run a house, you've got to look after the kids, you've got to clean, you've got to fucking wash, and all the other fucking shit to do, right? You haven't got enough time because in the old days, a housewife's job was a 24-hour day job, right? This is the fact. Now, if you're a 24-hour day housewife and the kids have gone to school, you have the time to go out and do the shopping. So you can go locally, as we used to, right? And get it from the butchers. You have time to put on the washing. You have time to clean the house before everybody comes back and fucks it all up again, right? Because that's how it looks, right? But when you have to work and he has to work, because the situation is it was engineered that way because, well, we want 2 lots of taxes coming out and all the rest of it. We've been through all this, right? But, you know, you're in a situation now. It's a bit like me. I couldn't order stuff to deliver here except maybe shopping, but I'll go and get it myself. But I can't get takeaways brought in. But I've got full-time job and I've got to do all the jobs at the house plus this. So I know what it's like to be a bit fucking worn out. However, go back, right? Women were, women, if they had a job, it'd be part-time, right? But also places shut, like factories weren't open on a Saturday very often, or some were, but not very often, right? And you had shopping on a Saturday and a Sunday was off. Nothing was open Sunday. Before all this shit and globalism came about, we shut down on a Sunday. We went to fucking church. And in between that, a lot of the other jobs got done and we saw people and all the rest of it. Stuff you could put off till Sunday, right? Not a lot of people can do that. Yeah, just that. But as people end up losing their jobs, losing their houses and everything else, people will start to wake up. And with the money that they have, if they see a very obvious globalist organization who are making changes to make life miserable, then they will basically boycott it. That's what I think. She's saying shops close half day on a Wednesday. That was a big thing. I remember that. I used to go shopping with my granddad on a Saturday.
I don't remember the Wednesdays. I don't remember the Wednesdays. I remember it being Sundays.
There were quite a few up north and around some of the mining towns. Literally, the town had turned into a ghost. I was watching it about you remember the mining strike back in '84? Well, it was around that time that literally everything was shut down on the Wednesday afternoon. It was like, the fuck's that about? But it was a thing up there. So, yeah.
Oh, goodness, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's a bit like over in Wales, no drinking on a Sunday. So they'd have to pile into England a lot of the time. But there were a lot.
Oh, we were discussing this the other day, weren't we? They took a trip over to Western-super-Mare.
Yep, and my granddad and his family were there to meet them with a horse and cart or a Jeanette, whatever it is. Take them into town. They'd have a skin.
See, I miss that. I miss that. I remember the trips to the coast with my nan and granddad.
Another
We
thing
used to
that's
go
been
down. We
ruined.
had the best days, the memories, and you look at it now, and your heart actually breaks.
Yep.
You do get that sort of somersault in your belly, don't you? And you just think of times gone by.
Western
You know, you
Seafront.
think, God, look at, you know, if this is progression, they can fucking keep it. Excuse my
Western
language,
Seafront
but-
in the 80s, right? A lot of people were wearing very little, all in relatively good shape, right? A lot of candy
Yes,
floss stalls, chip stalls. There was Punch and Judy down there, donkeys. There were rides. There was a little train that went round, and everybody be waiting for the tide to come in forever. People would be on the pier. There was all the arcades in town. There was lots of stuff, crazy golf. Life was simpler anyway. You had
I remember, yeah.
all of that shit going on. Then you had the old pier people could go to. They could go to the woods and play. Or there was like that Marine Lake, which had the water in, so everybody, you wouldn't be able to get, literally, it was fucking no sand left for anybody to go. It was just flat out, right? Everybody was there. And you
everybody got on.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Birmingham on fucking sea. You know, there's a lot from the Midlands that had come down. All right, what happened to your bridge? It's a pier. But, you know, it was lovely.
Oh, it's nice then.
The donkeys were flat out because I did the donkeys, right? And then you do the horse and cart going up and down, and you'd have to like weave through all these sand castles that people have put and all the rest of it. But it was a laugh. But it was good. And as I got older in the early 90s, we'd be driving up and down the seafront, and there was all the girls and the boys in all their different cars cruising, checking each other out, and you do a lap through town and come back, and Western was thriving. And then you would also see it from an adult's point of view that in like, especially in the summer, people would come from all areas. They come from London, they come from Birmingham, Cardiff, Gloucester, Bristol. Especially on a bank holiday weekend, it was carnage, but it was fucking brilliant, and the place was thriving. And that's how it was, and they've ruined it. Drug rehabs, alcohol rehabs, right? Now Western looks like a zombie apocalypse, right? And now they've got a load of these places, these failing hotels because they fucking killed it, and now rampack full of fucking new to the reservation. What a great!
I mean, we were looking at a holiday cottage in, you know, we like to go to the Highlands, you know, in half term and so forth. And we were looking at a holiday cottage in the Highlands, £5,000 for 10 days. Not 7, not a week, but 10 days. How insane is that? So there's no hotels. Well, there are hotels, but I mean, you want to stay in your double cottage, but I mean, that's what, you know, it used £2,000 a year ago, and now it's just jumped up. It's insane.
It's fucking mental, but there it is. And things aren't going to
I
get
don't
better.
know. I don't know the answer to it. I mean, we can talk. I mean, it's like I'm talking to you one-on-one here. Sorry, but it is.
Somebody said
No
I've got my
pressure.
flirty face on. How long have I known you?
Oh, fucking you! Too long.
Thank you, mate. You can go off a fucking person.
but
You really can.
No, you always sound like I come from Essex. I don't come from Essex at all. But not there's a problem with Essex. But I really don't know the answer. The problem why I get frustrated is because I don't know the answers. Everyone sort of looks upon everybody else for the answers to everything that's going on, and I don't know. All I know is, you know, deep down, just networking with people, having conversation with people. Don't be afraid of speaking. I don't want to say because it sounds really cringe. Your truth, like, you know, how you feel and how it's getting to you, because I think it's, you know, you can, as I say, going back to what I said before, you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it, you can even smell it in the air. Like it's just completely transformation of the UK. It's just, it's horrible. And the only way you can change things, because they're gunning on you to not say anything more about what's going on. Just keep quiet. Be quiet. Don't say anything. Stay in your place. Stay in your home. Just say nothing and sit in front of Netflix.
But it has worked.
And order your deliverers. And yes, it's been very effective. Very effective. But then I looked into this. I mean, if you go back to, say, like the 1940s/50s, women were very well turned out. You know, I'm very conservative, I know that. But they were promoting cigarettes, and men were smoking cigarettes a lot. And then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to promote women to smoke cigarettes with their cigarette holders. Remember this back in the day?
They got about I think it was 6 or more of the most famous people in America, the women, and they lit up at the same time. And
Yeah,
overnight, it's all in that video.
it's no different to like Instagram influencers or whatever they are, you know, promote me, you know, with your code, discount, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who falls for that, I mean, really. But, you know, that they were doing that back then, is what they're doing now. It's not a new thing. They're just, you know, they psychoanalyze everybody and thinking, you know, we can, you know, sheep all of these people into going in this direction. It's all about consumeration. And you are consuming all of these products. I mean, I'm a sucker for it. So I mean, you know, I love a cleaning product. I've got a little bit of OCD. I like to keep my house very tidy.
Little bit.
But that's just the way. But that's just the way I am, and I'm not making any apologies for it. But you know, you really you realise what's going on. But you just have to, as I say, just talk to people and care for your elderly, for Christ's sake. Care for, you know, ring your mum and dad if you have a mum and dad, and if you're lucky enough to have an and granddad, always call them. You know, families are very, very awkward. You know, even like, especially politically, one on one side, one on the other side, especially the younger generation. I mean, they need more help than anybody because they probably, you know, put yourself in their shoes. You know, we take the mickey out, you know, certain generations, and you just think they're probably feeling lost right now. So that's why they're very much sort of like, you know, the way they've been infiltrated at the universities, they're kind of like, oh, you know, you speak for me, you know, like, you know, all these nasty Tories are taking my place in the world, and, you know, oh, you know, I'm going to go, you know, green, I'm going to go soy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So, you know, they're very,
did you just
very,
say soy? You went and said soy.
Yeah, I did say sorry, yes.
Oh,
they are very much,
really?
they are very much indoctrinated, Si, and it is so sad because you can see it.
Now, I can see, by the way, that at the moment there's a guy called Absolutely Zero with 2 subscribers watching. He's playing something to do with Amory Waters. As I'm thinking about ending this up, I'm wondering, let me have a quick listen to what's being said. And if it's any good, we'll crash the stream. All right.
Sure.
Does anybody want to go and crash the stream that the Amory Waters is live on? In a polite manner, just go over there and have a listen, because I'm going to be finishing up now. So I'm just wondering, does anybody want to go over there? Because at the moment they've got 2 people watching. It might be something of interest to you. It might not. As I can't find any other Patriots at the moment with, I don't know, a YouTube live stream going on that you could actually watch. I'm just thinking either end this and leave you with nothing, or yes, put link in. Right. Okay, let's do this. Just say Rev sent you. All right, there you go. Be polite. Copy, and we'll see how many we can get over there, because at the moment they've got fuck all watching. So you never know. I mean, Amory Waters, she does have a lot of interesting stuff to say. There it is. So crash the stream.
Who is it, sorry?
Amory Waters is talking, right?
Oh, right, okay.
And I mean, you know, I don't know what she's talking about, but she's obviously pissed off. Well, there you go. You can hear her. So I'll put the link in there, and let's see if we can start giving her a few views, because I'm going to be off in about a minute. So, oh, fuck me, her chat's just lit up. Oh, my fucking days.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a little watch then.
Okay. She's like this.
But Ninja, I would just give a shout out for Ninja Knight. He's a guy representing Ireland right now. That's what's going on over there.
Okay.
And similar troubles to what we're having over here. But
Right.
Ninja Knight is his channel.
Okay, no worries. Right, well, I'm going to finish
All right.
this up. The link is in the description. Go over there and have a look. You never know. You might actually like what she's got to say. You might not, but you know, she does talk about the immigration. She does talk about a lot of the other stuff. So, you know, you might like it. Anyway, thanks to everybody for coming on. And I'll put the link in the description again. And I might see you over there for a few minutes myself. So see you all in a bit.